Do you know, in South Africa, 1 in every 3,900 people is born with albinism, a rate higher than almost anywhere else on Earth. But here's the part nobody talks about. Some believe these individuals don't die naturally. They simply disappear. And even more disturbing, their body parts are hunted, sold, and turned into so-called powerful medicine. Yes, you heard me right. This is the shocking reality of albinism in South Africa, a condition wrapped in genetics, superstition, and a 52-year scientific investigation that uncovered secrets the world was never meant to ignore. If you think albinism is just about pale skin, buckle up, because what you're about to learn will change the way you see humanity forever. Stay with me till the end, because the truth about albinism in Africa is stranger than fiction. Welcome to Science Curiosity. Let's get one thing straight. Albinism isn't a curse, it isn't contagious, and it definitely isn't magic. It's genetics, plain and simple. As the old saying goes, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, and in this case, it takes 2 carrier parents to pass it down. Researchers at the University of the Witwatersrand in Johannesburg have been studying this condition for 52 years, from 1971 all the way to 2023. That's over 5 decades of digging into what's called oculocutaneous albinism, or OCA for short. Now, there are 7 known types of OCA, but in South Africa, 2 dominate. OCA2, where individuals have white skin, yellowish hair, and hazel eyes, and OCA3, also called rufous albinism, where the skin is a coppery red-brown and the hair a golden yellow. And here's where it gets fascinating. So a single mutation, the 2.7 kilobase deletion in the OCA2 gene, causes 78% of albinism cases in the region. One tiny genetic error shaping thousands of lives. Now, let me hit you with something wild. Worldwide, only 26 out of 193 countries, that's just 13%, have ever published prevalence data on albinism. Think about that. We know more about outer space than about a condition affecting millions. In Soweto, the study of over 803,000 people revealed 1 in 3,900 had OCA. But zoom in closer and the numbers shift dramatically. The Tswana community had a rate of 1 in 3,481, while the Zulu community sat at 1 in 4,459. And in Botswana, a tiny isolated village of 18,300 people had a jaw-dropping prevalence of 1 in 1,307. Now imagine this. You're born without the natural sunscreen the rest of us take for granted. That's daily life for someone with albinism. No melanin means the skin is defenseless against ultraviolet rays. The research is heartbreaking. Among children aged 1 to 19 with OCA, 20% already had visible sun damage. And every single individual over 50 in the study had skin cancer. Most commonly, the aggressive squamous cell carcinoma, striking the face, cheeks, and eyelids. That's why sunscreen, wide-brim hats, and long-sleeved cotton clothing aren't luxuries. They're lifelines. As the proverb goes, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And nowhere is that more literal than here. Vision is another battle. Nystagmus, photophobia, myopia. Most children need front-row classroom seats, magnifiers, and extra time on tests. But here's the good news you need to hear. Intelligence in individuals with albinism is completely within the normal range. In fact, one study found it was slightly higher than the control group. Now let me ask you something. Can you imagine giving birth, and instead of joy, the room falls silent? Research on 37 mothers of infants with OCA revealed something painful. Most were shocked, emotionally withdrawn, even indifferent at first. Maternal-infant bonding was delayed, sometimes only forming 3, 6, even 9 months after birth. Some fathers denied paternity, some walked away entirely. And in local communities, children with albinism are sometimes called incow, meaning monkey. Let that sink in. But here's the twist. By 9 months, most mothers expressed acceptance, love, and joy. As the saying goes, love isn't always love at first sight. Sometimes it's love at first understanding. Healing takes time. Recovery is gradual. And chronic sorrow, though real, doesn't have to be the final chapter. Now, here's where things get dark, really dark. In many African communities, myths swirl around albinism like a storm. Some believe the mother caused it by laughing at someone with albinism, breaking taboos, or being cursed by a traditional healer. Others believe individuals with albinism don't die. They simply vanish. In the study, 43% of the control group believed this death myth. One respondent said, "Albinos are never buried. They walk away and die far from home." But the most sinister myth of all, that body parts of people with albinism can be turned into powerful medicine. This belief has led to attacks, mutilations, and even murder. Traditional healers sell these so-called potions to politicians, businessmen, gold miners, fishermen, anyone chasing success. It's not folklore, it's a human rights crisis. As Nelson Mandela once said, to deny people their human rights is to challenge their very humanity. So, what's the solution? Genetic counseling is essential. Families need to understand that albinism isn't a curse, it's a recessive genetic trait. Community education needs to expand. Health checkups for skin and vision must be annual and lifelong. And the myths, they need to be debunked, loudly, publicly, and repeatedly. Because as the wise words go, ignorance is the mother of fear, but knowledge is the father of freedom. So the next time you hear the word albinism, don't think of pale skin or myths or superstition. Think of resilience. Think of 5 decades of groundbreaking science. Think of the mothers who learned to love, the children who thrived, and the researchers who refused to look away. If this opened your eyes, hit that like button, subscribe, and share this video, because awareness saves lives. Drop a comment. What shocked you the most? I'll see you in the next one.